Well, hello and welcome back. I'm Claire, this is Purple Poppy, and I've just started a new project, so I thought before I went any further I'd bring you along and you could see what I was up to. Now, I've got this digital kit. This is just a few pages. It's by Bondikvinyagepapers and it's called Animals in Victorian Clothes. And I double checked that the Victorian period is 1820 to 1914. Now, I've had this for some time, and I recently saw Carol Laws doing a project with Klebat Designs images, very similar to this, only much smaller ATCs. And I was like, I've got a kit very similar to that. And then she pulled up this book and I was like, I've got that book too. So it was almost meant to be that I worked with those two together. And then as I was looking at the time period, I realised that in my stack of old books, I've got this beautiful vintage postage catalogue, 1905. So it's in our time stamp. You can see it's semi-falling apart and it's got beautiful aged pages in it. I mean, it's more than 100 years old. So we're going to use some stuff from that because that's in the time. This is what's left of a solicitor's legal book from 1909. So we'll be using some of that. And I've also got this Strand magazine bound book, July to December 1895. So again, semi-falling apart, but it's got all of these fabulous pages, some with images, some without. There's actually a picture of Queen Victoria there, I just flicked somewhere. Anyway, so I'll be using that as well. So we've got 4 different books. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got this digital kit. I'm also going to look at using some of these that were in my Ko-fi freebie this month. And you may remember seeing that I was stitching all these odd coffee and tea dyed pieces together. Well, they have now become the inside of this journal cover. So on the front, what I've done is I've taken apart some corrugated card, I've laid some paper on top, I've laid one of the images from this book, and I've put a family from the DigiKit as if that was their house. So that's going to be the front cover. Done a similar thing to the back cover. We've got this lovely doggy dressed up, and I've just put some fabric on the corner there. It is all stuck down, but I will be stitching it all. And I've given myself 1.5 inch spine, so I figure that's going to take 3 signatures. So the first thing I want to do is put together the 3 signatures. So these smaller ones, make sure I'm on camera properly. Yep, these smaller ones, I'm gonna use some of them as a double page. So should I take the top 2 because we've already used the dog on the back, so don't want to use the dog again. So how are you all? Are you happy, safe and well? You see, there becomes singles. What have you been up to? There's another single there. Oh, and I love this bear. It's a very smart Paddington in a lot of ways, isn't it? And this cute little mouse. So we'll have them. Now I said 3 signatures, so we need 3 of these. So now I am expecting 3 parcels. Oh, and then we've got a weasel and a very regal eagle. So I think, oh, regal eagle, look, I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. Oh, I'm sorry, I need to get out more, don't I? Right, so what I'm going to do with these three, very, very simply, is I'm going to take off the top, like so. Okay, I'm then going to fold it in half. Whoops, I've got the fan on so everything's blowing around. Fold that in half and that will give me a double page. Make sure you folded it properly there. Obviously didn't tear that very straight, did I? Oh, might just be on the top there. A little bit extra needs to come off. Didn't line my ruler up very well. Now, which side was it? That side. So a little tiny bit more needs to come off this eagle. There we go. Okay, so that's one. And I'll show you how that's going to work in a minute. So you do it the other way, it's so much easier. I never quite understand how people tear the thin bit off. Now that one's gone completely skoo with. See? You turn the camera on and everything goes haywire. Anyway, we're going to do that to that one. We can deal with that, that's not a problem. And then this one will be the same. Okay, so we've got all of those. I will put a link to Bondikvinyagepapers Etsy shop, so if you did want these you can pop over and get yourself some. See, I'm wondering if maybe actually it's not me, maybe they're not completely square on the page because we've got a little bit of blue coming over there. Can you see? There we go, that blue should be on that side. Okay, so we've got those. And then we need some pages from here. So let's have a look. You've got small postcard type sizes. Beautiful paper in this book. Unlike a lot of these books, you've got that beautiful hayway. Most of these books tend to be glossy, but this one is matte. It's beautiful. We've got people there. See, and this was the type of image that I used for the front, and I just covered up the people with the animals. We've also got some that are this postcard size, so they're beautiful, so we're going to have some of those out as well. And this lovely cottage, whoops, so that gives me a third, whoops, signature. Okay, so that's 3 out of there. 1 for each signature. We'll put all those together out of the way for a moment. And then in this beautiful post book, oh look at that, I do love postage and stamps. So we're going to have one with writing, make it interesting. Oh, that's 2, I think. This paper is almost tracing paper thin. 2. Oh, Chinese. Don't want too many stamps. I have that one. So we've got 3 of those. And then we want 3 of these. So 1, 2, 3. This is very boring for you, isn't it? I'm sorry, but this is the process that I use, so it makes sense to me to do, you know, the whole process. 3 of those, and then I've not taken any out of here yet, so this is, as it were, a brand new book. Be nice to have a couple of pages that are just right. Oh, look at that one, it's got a flying back. Don't often get one-sided things in these books. Right, well, that's just writing, so we'll have that one. And this one has got some handwriting on it, so we'll have that one, definitely. And then that one's just plain writing again. Okay, so that's that. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you're obviously not going to want to watch me do all of these, so if I put these 2 to one side, and we'll just play with this one for now. So I'm going to go round. Oh, 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. That's Boo Boo's dinner coming out the oven. So I'm going to take all of the edge off inside that line on 3 sides again. Keep putting it on the wide side. There we go. And then this I'm going to fold. You've seen me do this many times, and that will become the signature line. Okay, right, this one is gonna fold down there and down there. Okay, and then I will either stitch it like that so that I can add a flip on this piece, or I will stitch it this way. No, or of course we could do it that way, and again, that would be a double hinge, but we'd want it going from the other side really. So we want that going from there, like that. We'll see. Anyway, and then this one will be the same. I do like these narrow sides that you can add things onto. If you come here often, you'll know that. So that will go there. Oh, I do like it going the other way actually. So it's going to go that way. That's going to go there. And I love that using all these old books means that we are going to get very different sized pages. That makes me happy also. That one's going to go on there. So what I'm always trying to do is have a thin and a fat. So this one actually needs to come, unless it could go, no, it doesn't need to come the other way. So, sorry, I'm probably not making a huge amount of sense here. For some reason, I can't say what I'm thinking today. So, you see you've got a narrow, and then a fat, and then a narrow, and then a fat. That's, yeah, that's the idea. You always want a narrow and a fat. And then this one goes this way. I mean, it doesn't really matter if you fold it the wrong way. It's easy enough to fold it back the other way, isn't it? And then you see narrow there. So that is going to be my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 various sized pages for each signature, and then I've got standard tea and coffee dyed papers. If we find the actual book cover so that we can check the size of our paper, if we fold this in half, so it's a normal A4 to A5, and that should, yeah, it fits exactly on our cover. Perfect. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to complete it by going plain, full plain, and then we've got a little hinge, and then we'll have another full plain, and then we've got a big hinge and a small hinge, and then another plain goes in the middle there, and then we've got a thin and a big, and obviously I need to adjust this page because this page is too big, as you can see. So I think we go one line of text in off of the white line, we might be okay. Let's try that. Perfect. Okay, and then one plain white one in the middle. Well, I say white, tea dyed, coffee dyed, whatever, like that. So now we've got a full-size signature with pages to add to, pages to decorate, and then we've got these interesting different things inside ready to go. And then probably what I will do on this one is I'll bring this one almost to the middle like that, and the same this side, so it's almost, so that will give me flaps from the center. So we're ending up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pages or 36 sides for each signature. So the 36 by 3 will give us 108 pages in total in our book. So I'm just going to quickly fold all these together the same, and then I'll have all my signatures in ready to go. And then when I come back next time, whenever that may be, because you know I like to mix up the designs. Now this one's going to be different because I'm going to tear this one as 2 separate postcards. We'll look at decorating up some of those plain pages. Keeping, oh, which side? Should we keep this side for a change? Always tend to keep the left hand side, but this time for a change we're going to keep the right hand side. So that one, and this time I'm going to keep the torn edge, and I'm going to come, see I've ripped that one, it's so delicate this paper. Now if that happens, that is the perfect time to put on some kind of protective tape. So if you've got some of that medical tape, or if you've made your own, you know, faux vintage tape, I'm going to use some of this washi purely because I think it's in keeping with the colourway. So I'm going to trim that off. Also it adds a little bit of interest. Okay, and then I'm going to do it again on this side, but on the edge like so. Yes, sorry, I was saying I'm expecting 3 parcels, so the door might go, and then the cooker went. Oh dear. See, well laid plans of mice and men and all that. We have got mice looking like men in this, haven't we? Where's that bit of tape gone? There it is. Okay, so come back, and that has now fixed that tear, strengthened up that page and added a little bit more colour. So that's that one, this one, and you can see I'm just folding them. If I need to fold them back the other way, I can do that. Now this one we need to shorten, don't we? So we went 1 line of text down and 1 line of text up, and we'll fold that one over like that. Okay, now I think we had 4 of these, didn't we? So this time we're going to make it a little bit more interesting, and we're going to fold like that. Not quite in thirds, but it will give us different pages. It's always interesting, isn't it? These have got totally screwed up. So I thought I would be very clever and I would dry them in the sun, and then it got windy and they blew all around the garden. So we're going to start this time with this one. I'm going to pop that in there. So I've got big, and then I'm going to pop a small one there like that. I'm going to put a whole white page or coffee dyed page. We're going to have this one, and I'm just folding this back around the other way. That's all. That one's going to go in there like that. We're going to put that one there. You can see a bit of that picture. We're going to pop that book there, and then we're going to put a whole one in there like that. Now that's slightly over for some reason in size. I think it's probably this. Try that. See if that sits a little bit better. I can always trim the edges if I need to. So we just double check. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got 9 again. Perfect. Now obviously you could use patterned paper rather than tea and coffee dyed paper if you wanted to. I like tea and coffee dyed paper, which you'll know if you've been on my journal making before. I think it gives people an option for lots of writing. Okay, that's that one. And because I've printed this on the 120 Navigator, it's obviously slightly thicker, which again I love because each of the papers is a different size, different thickness. Now we know this one broke, so we will act first and we will put this washi tape on the edge again, like so. Love them flowers. You can put anything on, of course. Okay, that's that one. We'll bend that. Whoops. See, I can feel it tearing even with that on it. So delicate. Yeah, and it's not folded straight either, has it? Goodness me. Claire, what are you doing? There you go. That's that one. Again, I think I'll leave that rough edge. Quite like the rough edge. You need to trim this one below. I'm sorry, you're probably totally bored and fed up by now. Feel free to wander off. I won't be hurt, upset or offended. I'm just conscious there's always new people that are not used to putting books together, and to see everything from start to finish is often very helpful. actually, bearing in mind we've got some floral stuff going on, I didn't do that very well. I could actually double check when Edith Holden book represents. I think, I've got a feeling it is actually 1909. So that would be awesome. We could bring some of that in as well if we wanted to, and add some colour elements from a botanical aspect. I'll double check that before I start pulling pieces in, because I do want it really to be authentic if I can. Don't always do it, I just feel like it's something I'd like to do this time round. Now, as you can hear, Boo's barking. That is probably one of my parcels. So, as you've seen everything I'm doing, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to say, I hope you got some joy and inspiration. Stay safe. I'll see you very soon. Ta-ta for now.